All right, we're going to jump into our third rapid game. We're 2-0 so far. Yesterday's win, it was a sloppy game. I was objectively worse after an unsound sacrifice, but the complexity of the position proved too much for my opponent, and he lost on time. In a position that was defendable. But yeah, we're 2-0. I think we're in like 1,500 and change. 1,557 is our provisional rating. I expect we're getting close to where we're going to balance out at. Just see, based on what I've seen, some like conversions between LeChess and chess.com. So we'll see. I'm expecting a hard game. Okay, I'm going to try a Caro-Kann. That's what I'm most familiar with, and I think it's going to be a tough game, so I'm going to keep things in this territory. And we'll play bishop out f5. So you can go back and allow the capture and keep the tension and open the file for the rook. I don't mind doing that. That's usually what I play. I don't normally take right away. Even though I can't remember, I haven't really studied these lines. Openings is another thing I need to work on, just so I don't fall into traps. I know, like in some lines, this bishop gets trapped over here, but there's no danger of that right now. Okay, I think I'm completing my pawn center here. E6, open up the bishop, potentially, or you can push c5 right away. It's like, I feel like taking was objectively best, and c5 might be objectively best. I kind of want to hold off on it though. Maybe he gets this in, but I don't know if I care. Because I kind of want to put my knight here anyway. But if knight here first, then that's a pin. Might be uncomfortable. Okay. What if I step over here? What does he have in mind? Is he just gonna go crazy? G4, bishop back, H5, then I capture. And maybe his pawns are overextended. He's probably, I mean, in that case, he would castle queenside, which he's kind of far away from. This might be strong. So I think the point of capturing here is that you get to play h6 if this happens. Because playing h6 now would be bad, because then you have to recapture with the f-pawn, and king pawns are all screwy. Okay, here, push back, or ignore it. I kind of want to see what he wants to do if I play here. He's playing quickly, so maybe he knows this line. I think that is like a standard move. Here, maybe I do it. I mean, I feel like I can always trade for a piece, even if I give up the bishop pair, which isn't ideal, but I don't think I get trapped. I hope not. Okay, I like to see that. Knight d7, support c5. Let's go c5 right now. And then knight e7. Maybe I take h6. I think I can, if he tries to pin, I can always go queen out here, b6. If he tries to pin. Not loving this position though already. This feels a little bit suboptimal. I think I've misplayed. He has weaknesses on both sides of the board, his pawn weaknesses at least, so if I can survive and crack the center open, or, you know, angle an attack towards where he castles, you know, maybe there's some chances like that. It's not like I'm dead lost here. I just feel like I am a little worse. Or if bishop g5, maybe h6 right away, and then if the bishop has to go back. Okay, queen over. Okay. I see. Supporting here, getting ready to castle. Pinning the knight. I think a6. Stop the bishop from coming in, and maybe I can kick the queen out. This light scored bishop's undefended. His queen's undefended here, but I don't know, maybe there's some tactics in the air. If I can get a knight here, that's a forkable square, but it's pretty well defended. I don't really see that playing out. Or take. It's not quite working because he take. I don't think that anything works. He slowed down a little bit. I like to see him thinking. Okay, he captures. I think knight c6 here blocks this pawn and hits this pawn. Trying to use proper square names. So it blocks the c5 pawn and attacks the e5 pawn. Opens up the bishop, so we have two attackers on his c5 pawn. He can defend. Then this is a weakness. Two attackers here. Maybe bishop here, but yeah. It just feels a little backward. Maybe things are shaping up okay. But then this knight is not the greatest. But okay, knight takes. Let's say, I don't know, let's say knight takes. Then this falls. Okay, I think you might have to take with the pawn. Or the queen. Queen c7. I want to get castled. Maybe I'll force the issue. I want to see what he recaptures with. Okay, he takes with the pawn. This is probably good. Actually, that's really good, huh? Okay. How badly? Oh, I can't. Yeah, we're collapsing a little bit. Tough opponent. What if push takes en passant? Take with the queen. Maybe. And then maybe I can try to trade the queens. I kind of feel like I have to go for this, because he's got a lot of pressure coming in. This push is really strong. If I let him do it. Okay. Now he's attacking over there. Let's block with the bishop. Probably pre-move this. I don't see any reason to capture with the f-pawn. That seems a little crazy. Maybe reroute the knight to c6 where it can eye this backward pawn. So knight b8, knight c6. Because this is clamping down really hard on my position. Also, I'll have pressure on h4. If I can go bishop e7, hitting h4 3 times. He probably plays g3, defending it. But then, what if g5? Is he going to sacrifice? Takes. I don't think so. I think this is even more reason to play bishop e7, because maybe I can kick that knight out. h6 is not an option in this position, because bishop takes here. f6 takes. Also, he's got this at some point. Yeah, this is tough. I guess if f6, I take here first. And then he takes with check. Yeah, it's not working. Alright, this is c6. Did I say f6? Okay, think. What if I go here and he pushes? I take. Takes with check. Still not working. Am I worried about a sack right there? I don't know. I don't know. Gotta do something. Oh, if c6, rook c8 pins the pawn, This is still coming with check, though. Okay, I feel like I have to play this. But that's just so strong. This pawn, man. What's a guy to do? Maybe I interfere. He might be able to stop me. Yeah, he kind of had my number here. If allowed, I don't even know if I can take here. Win a pawn, but the queen is away from this pawn, his passed pawn, and I don't know if he can get in. And like maybe his queen is even coming to c6 after he pushes c7, if I'm not careful. This might be his best move. Knight. Check. That's just winning. Shoot. I might have to give the knight up. Break his hold on my position. Maybe my best chance was like capturing. Because then at least this isn't protected, but he's probably calculating this. I go here, goes again, and then queen c8, pretty much forced. And then he comes in with check, and he's hitting the knight. And that's just pretty busted. Maybe I had to capture and pull his queen off of the c-file. Wishing I'd done that. Okay, I get the chance though. Queen recaptures. Maybe he's coming over here. f3. That's pretty good. I wouldn't blame him for wanting to do that, but then I feel like a sacrifice here probably might not work for him. I don't know. But what if I capture? On his queen. Queen comes off the c-file. That's a win for me, a tiny win. This is hanging. Oh, okay. Yep, he got a little ahead of himself there. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I felt like I was being pressed whole time. But he just blundered a pretty simple tactic. I I really feel like c6 was his best move there. I think I think I have to give the knight up if he went c6 if I calculated that right. So I'm kind of interested to see. Okay, game analysis. He was 1663. He just blundered. Yeah, he had a pretty clear advantage. Yep, he was +2, and he just kind of messed it up. Okay, where do I go wrong? I have to capture. That's what's. Yep. Okay, and I now know why that's necessary because this. Okay, queen out. Queen a4 was wrong. Yeah, I mean, this is very typically what I would play here. I was worried about knight in, or bishop into b5. But I guess this just holds it, and it's an even position. So a3, a6 not necessary. Nevertheless, that's how I continued in the game, and yep, that's where I went wrong. He captures, and this was a big problem. Knight blocks. Really, it just wants to kick first. Okay. Okay. So it's not as bad as I thought, but now it is. Yeah, now I'm just in trouble. Yeah, it wants to reroute the knight b8 to control c6 immediately. And that was a key idea. Knight comes in. Capturing is best. He wants to capture the bishop. Okay, but why doesn't this work? It kind of does work. Yeah, the knight. Okay, I didn't even consider this square because that's crazy. I would have probably sacked the knight and hoped the game was complex enough for me to have a chance because this is so strong. This knight b6 doesn't work. Wait a second, or knight b6, that's best. But what happens here? Oh, I block the check. Okay, that's what I was missing. I thought I had to go queen c8, but I was forgetting that the knight would be gone from the d7 square. And then he can come in with check, and I'm in big trouble. But it's still complex, and I missed these ideas. I didn't see that he couldn't take the rook. But I mean, in any case, he's still like very imposing here. Okay, but then he just blundered this simple tactic. I got lucky. Interesting game. Hopefully you learned a couple subtleties of the Caro-Kann opening about why it's necessary to trade the light square bishops right away if they oppose you like that. Yeah, I didn't handle this great in the opening, and he had a clear advantage, but he missed some of the key ideas, so that's just the way it goes sometimes. Chess is hard. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. We'll see you next time.